All right, there we are. We are recording. Thank you so much for joining me. I know your time is precious, and I'm going to give you all that I can on how to remove these blocks, these barriers that keep us out of joy and keep us away from manifesting our intentions and our goals. And a special welcome to my community, Higher True Self. You've been around for a while, and I'm so grateful and love you. And welcome to the Friends of Richard Knight. I'm so glad you're able to join me. And he didn't have one of his classes today, so this timing was perfect. So if you'd like to share your name, if you haven't already, and where you're from in the chat, that'd be great. All right. I am so happy to bring this work to you. This masterclass of Remove Barriers to Joyful Manifesting has been a love and work in progress. I refine it every time. And I'm going to tell you, this one is the best so far. And it's my intention that you're going to have an expansion of your mind and a heart opening so that you can tap into your potential in a way that makes it possible for you to step into it. And let's soften some of those edges of blocks and barriers that thinks it's impossible for you to have what you want, because I know it is absolutely possible. So for those of you who've been with us before, you know this is beautiful work of self-discovery and empowerment. And for those of you who are new, I think you're going to love this because it's practical, it's tangible, it's not just feel-good philosophy, but tools that you can use for step by step, once you learn the tools, to accomplish anything that you want that's right for you. And you know, joy is one of those prime manifesting forces that when we combine it with a positive vision, then you are unstoppable. So we got so much to cover. Let's jump into the content for today's class. Let's see, we've got Abigail. You're English and you moved from France to Houston. Oh, you're in Texas too. Cool. Okay, so let's make this time count. And I know with any class, you're recommended to do that. But with this one in particular is that a little bit later on, I'm going to be guiding you through an exercise. And that's really where I'd like you to shut out the Facebook tabs and checking email, because I've been told over and over again, people get a powerful breakthrough. And I know those are the ones paying attention. And I'm not criticizing if you have to do something, but I'm going to bring you back to the room and we're going to do the exercise so you can get the most of it. Okay, great. And I just want to ask, who's committed to giving yourself 1 hour, maybe an hour and a quarter for this breakthrough? Who's committed? Type yes in the chat, because your words are your wand. So if you're connected to what you want and you've got me here on your side, we can make magic and miracles together. All right, great, Bridget. Thank you, Sheila. Callie, I think I'm saying it right. And Tracy, wonderful, great. And Uti, what a great name. And Mike, fabulous. Bonnie, Wendy, yes. And Lisa, Eva, Callie. Oh, wonderful, great. I'll give you all I've got, you guys. Now, I'd like to, Bridget, jump in.
All right, I'm really honored to introduce Ariana Rollins to everyone here. I've known Ariana for 3 years now, and what I can say about her is she's amazing. We participated in a private mastermind together, and she often helps me with a problem that I'm up against that I just don't see how I could solve it. And she does it like with a snap of a finger, practically. It seems instantaneous that I can get into a whole new realm of possibility. And she does it in such a loving and insightful way. Ariana is an author and a teacher, and the picture on the left is her new book, The Manifesting Guide. And she's been a certified cybernetics transposition facilitator since 2005, which basically means she's an expert teacher helping people clear their blocks from the unconscious mind so they can accomplish their goals with ease. She was also an intuitive business coach. The picture in the middle in the gold jacket is her working as a mindset coach with social entrepreneurs. And the picture on the right is her son, with her son, who just got out of the Air Force a couple of weeks ago. Look at that smile. Ariana loves working with ambitious, heart-centered entrepreneurs who want to build businesses based on their higher values to impact the world in a positive way. She's passionate about freeing her heart-centered entrepreneurs from the blocks that hold them back from manifesting their success. So here's Ariana. Thanks for being here, and you are in good hands.
Thank you so much, Bridget. And I got to give a shout out to Bridget. I don't know if you can see the book cover. Yes, the flowers are in there, but I thought she designed that book cover. And she also designed the slides that you're seeing, the background. She is unbelievable. So if you ever need support in making an online presentation, or you need graphic design or anything, she's your go-to gal. So if you want, reach out, I'll put you guys in touch. Thank you so much, Bridget. I know you got a busy day and you're early, you're in California. Thanks for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, let's jump in. So what you're going to get today is we're going to talk about manifesting frequency, because yes, we attract where we are in our consciousness and our emotions, but you'll be able to track yourself on any day and see where you're at. And then we're going to go into the 3-step process to successful manifesting and how to create a future memory. Yes, I said future, which literally pulls you into what you want and pulls you into new reality. And then understanding how to eliminate the blocks to successful manifesting. So if you're self-employed, most of us want more income, more clients, but not just any clients, but the clients who love us. And then the blocker clearing gift. So I'm just so happy to share this with you. It's like one of my best days when I get to teach one of these classes. Thanks for being here. Can you relate here to any of this where you are feeling like, gosh, I wish I made a different decision. You feel like you're just carrying around these past mistakes, and maybe you're hesitating. You don't want to make the same one over and over again. Or are you just frustrated? You've been trying to grow your business, grow your income, maybe even create a wonderful, loving partnership, and you just keep hitting walls. Or are you not confident you'll be successful, so you find yourself holding back and you're not even taking the risk? If so, you are in the right place. So as we go through this, I'm going to be asking you questions to frame where you want to have your biggest breakthrough. So just make note. Any of these touch a chord for you, then write down, and we'll work on that area together. So now let's go into where is your manifesting frequency. So this is a chart that a lot of teachers have used. And what we're talking about here is obviously the higher the vibration is the pink area, the enlightenment, and then peace and joy. And then as you go down and you see courage, isn't that interesting? Courage is not the highest vibration. You think, well, maybe courage is, right? Or love is the highest vibration. But you'll see these are creative energies. This is when we're feeling expansive, we're expressive, and we are inspired. And from that inspiration, we're usually making really great choices, and we're taking action that will be successful. So as we go through this, just kind of notice where you might be at right now, and know that things shift. Tomorrow you may wake up with a different mindset, and the next day you may feel a little discouraged. And as we go into the destructive energies, which I tend to call energies that will bring forward blockers that are going to not make good choices, and they create barriers to our success. But look at this right now and just recognize that how you think and feel produces your current state of being. And that generates an electromagnetic signature, which is your vibe. A lot of times people feel your vibe way more than you do because you're living in it. You're like the fish in the fishbowl, right? And some people may feel you as you're joyful, you're peaceful, and you're loving, but inside you're being hard on yourself. You're critical, right? So a lot of times people can feel your vibe more clearly than you. So it would be interesting to ask people who know you, and maybe you can get some feedback. Now let's look at these destructive energies, these energies that can start to drag down your manifesting abilities and can even start to attract more conflict. I don't know if you've had the experience when you're rushing for a meeting and you're in fear and anxiety. You're going to be late. You're going to be late. I'm not going to get there on time. And oh my gosh, I'm going to lose that client. Or even if it's a prospective conversation. if you look at fear, it's a very low frequency. And have you ever had that experience where more gets more? I know I've done that, where I was rushing and it was like traffic light after traffic light, or that there was a bunch of cars in front, or an accident. That's what we're talking about, the destructive energy, which is an emotional charge that life responds to. Let's go back to this. This is an emotional charge that life responds to. And this is our power. If we can be aware of our state of consciousness, we can start to shift things significantly. So is anybody resonating with where you're at on this, maybe today or even yesterday? I mean, I could tell you the other day when I was walking the dog and I used this belt around my waist for the dog so my hands are free. And I'm walking and all of a sudden she sees a rabbit and she pulls me, and I was not strongly on both feet. I tell you, I got angry. And I was like, you can't do that. And I'm yelling at a poor, like, pitiful, sweet dog, right? So our energies can shift radically and very quickly. So let's see. Okay, fear. Yeah, I know. And the world, here's the thing, is the world is vibrating often in a state of fear. And what happens to those of us who are sensitive, even if we're doing okay, but we go out to the grocery store, we turn on Facebook and we see this shocking image, and that energy can get in very quickly. So one of the things I do in the highest potential program, or year-long program, is we have a whole module on energetic shielding and self-mastery, because it's very hard for you to be in control of yourself while still being hypersensitive to the outside world. Makes it really hard. That was one of the most painful lessons for me, is realizing that I was taking in the energy of the world and it was really sabotaging me. And so it's not about, let's flip back here, shutting out the love. No, it's around filtering so that the world's fear and the anger and all this doesn't get into us. All right. Okay. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Tanya. Wonderful. Okay. Wonderful. Great, you guys. Thanks for sharing. Now, here's what can happen is that if we've been hurt, and we all have, is a lot of times we shield ourselves. We put guards up around our heart. We may even have like this warrior shield on, and we could wrap our worries around us thinking it's going to protect us. If I look out for that partner that possibly is still connected to their ex and I don't continue dating them, then I'm protected. But maybe they're at a point where they're going to resolve it. So these past experiences, our history, puts these barriers and these blocks up, and it keeps the support from the universe from assisting us. And it keeps us in fear and worry. And here's the thing, is that we can actually manifest negative things, manifesting what we don't want, because we're vibrating at a lower energy level. And we really don't want that. We want to be in the most open, appropriately open and loving place, and really learn how to release our frustrations, our regrets, and our shames. That gives us freedom. And I'm all about freedom. Sadly, fear is a negative form of prayer. And I don't know, is anybody, put in the chat if you watch this movie. It's a classic. If not, please write it down. It's called Forbidden Planet. So in this much emulated work, it's a sci-fi movie. It's a rescue mission to a distant planet. And they were looking for the survivors. They started a colony on this planet. And when the spaceship landed, they only found 2 survivors of a spaceship that had landed there 20 years ago. Now, the father was obsessed with the power that he discovered from this advanced alien race. And so he found this machine, and he'd tap in and he'd access his mental capacities and he'd turn them way up. Well, his father, that's not the father, that's the boyfriend there. The father, sadly, because of his lack of emotional and mental control, he used the power of his mind. I won't say he used it, but the power of his mind was used to create all sorts of negative things, created a monster. And it was the monster that killed the other colonists. and he had no idea. It was operating from his unconscious. It's a fabulous movie to show you the power of the unconscious mind and the power of the mind. So he created all these negative manifestations. So this guy, the daughter's boyfriend, he came to see what happened. So the spaceship came to rescue them, and little did they know that everyone was killed. And it's like, oh my gosh, there's only 2 people here. Curiously, the daughter didn't create negative experiences. She manifested a tiger to play with her, and the tiger treated her gently. So her mind was more joyful and loving, and her creations reflected that. So these mindsets we can call blockers, and we'll talk about blockers in more detail later on. Anytime you're feeling anything other than joy, love, harmony, and upliftment, as a mood, let's say, because obviously life can shock us and we can be in grief. But as a mood, if you're maintaining that state of mind, there's a blocker running, which means you can change it and you can create a different mindset. And that's all what we're talking about today. Let's get those blockers out of the way. So let's get playful. What triggers joy in you? Which one? Is it a young child or a kitten, a puppy, that when you see them, you smile? You can't not help smiling. I think for me, it's puppies and kittens. Just, I love them. And notice that they're the youthful of us, puppies, kittens, babies, they're completely absent of self-consciousness. They're present and open to life. They're eager to learn. And now, see a child eagerly going to school for the first day. They can't wait. They put their bright new clothes on for the day if they have access to, a fine home. They've got their lunchbox packed and prepared, and they're excited to make new friends. They're excited to learn. Now, fast forward to the beginning of high school. Do you think they're so eager? No, something happens in those years from kindergarten to high school, but that could be a whole other master class. So what triggers joy in you? You had joy in you, and you still can tap into joy. So be aware of it. What brings you joy? My dog does when she's not yanking me around on the leash, when she's just so enthusiastic and playful and sweet. And my son constantly brings joy. So what brings joy to you? Your dog, puppies. Oh, Stasha, music. Oh, yeah, music. Ooh, Bachi too, music. Hey, welcome, ladies. Flowers. Oh, yeah, flowers. Yep, beautiful. So let's be real. What blocks your joy? I could say when my dog doesn't listen and in my mind puts me in danger to fall. Maybe past disappointments. Maybe it's current disappointments. Fear, anxiety, fear of something going wrong, or an inner message that says, that's not possible. I don't deserve that. It's never going to work. What blocks your joy? And you can see there's one little smiley ball and so many others that could block our joy. Missed expectations, Bridget. Oh, overwhelming responsibilities. That's a good one, Eva. I hadn't thought of that. That's true too. Yeah, when I got a lot to do, I could lose my joy. You guys are doing so great. Write these down, please. Oh, criticism for me too, Bonnie. Oh yeah, clutter. Oh, you guys are good. I'm going to save this chat. This is wonderful. So let's move on to a wonderful little video clip that's by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And I'm going to share my screen. And apologies, the clarity is not great, but the sound, I think, should be pretty good. And Dr. Joe Dispenza does fabulous meditations. He does retreats. He's a great inspirational chiropractic doctor who figured out that when we manifest deeply, we can connect out of beta consciousness or release it, that stress, fight or flight, and connect into alpha, theta, and even delta. I do his meditations regularly. So let's tune into here. What creates blockers? Give me a moment. I'm just going to share my screen and then we'll watch it. Okay. Okay, hold on a minute. I need to get that open. I thought I had it open. And that's not the window. It is open. Too many windows open. There we go. Okay. All right. Give me just a moment. And when I share this screen, if you could just let me know that you can see it. It might take a moment for it to play. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to play it now.
All of a sudden, you're driving home from work, and you get a call on your cell phone, and it's your spouse. And your spouse tells you that they forgot to mention in the morning that it's your mother-in-law's birthday. And you pull over on the side of the road and you think, I hate my mother-in-law. She hurt my feelings 10 years ago. She tells the same stories over and over again. And you begin to remember that you had some pretty stressful moments that branded you emotionally from your past with your mother-in-law. Now, stress is when your body's knocked out of homeostasis. Stress is when your body's knocked out of balance. Now, when you see a lion, you begin to turn on a primitive nervous system. But it doesn't even have to be a lion. You could see your mother-in-law, and it produces the same exact effect. Now, let's go one step further. It doesn't even have to be the physical appearance of your mother-in-law. You can begin to think about certain things and auto-suggest, and you can turn on the stress response just by thought alone. Now, your body is your unconscious mind. It does not know the difference between the actual experience in reality that produces the emotion and the emotion that you fabricate by thought alone. To the body, it believes it's in that experience. So the moment the limbic brain begins to make a blend of neuropeptides, it begins to signal the hormonal centers, and you get a rush of energy to prepare you for this event, real or imagined. The moment that happens, you become altered in some way. The fight or flight nervous system causes your prepupils to dilate, your mouth gets a little dry, all of a sudden your heart rate begins to change, your respiratory rate changes, and blood is being sent to your extremities, and now you're prepared to either do battle with your mother-in-law or never go to the dinner, to stay and fight, or to run. Now, what was once highly adaptive, all of a sudden is now maladaptive.
That's the key thing, is that how blockers work. So we can create a pattern that helped us in an uncomfortable situation. So maybe when we're 7 years old, we were asked to go to the chalkboard to do an addition, equation. And maybe we got it wrong and the whole class laughed at us. And those maladaptive patterns, they did help us in the past, but they're sabotaging us now. And this is what we're talking about when I talk about barriers to success, blockages that prevent successful manifesting. So let's go into a lot more detail. Dr. Joe's work is fabulous. And as he speaks about it, which is how I see it, the body as the storehouse of the unconscious mind, when you have body feelings, that's an indicator. For example, it could be that a blocker is about to influence your decision. So being aware of your body, the somatic part, can help you tune in to right before a blocker is going to maybe have a craving for chocolate, and you're eating chocolate in the afternoon and it's keeping you awake at night. You guys get it. So it's those cravings and the habits and things like that are maladaptive if they're taking you away from what you want. Okay. And here's one of the things why I love this work is that when we resolve those blocks, we tap into our highest potential so that we can be more fearless, we can be more confident, and that we take those actions that are going to make a difference in the world, not just to us, but to the people we serve, our family, our clients. It's like so important to clear that resistance. And it's like this: if you've ever driven on a dark road and you didn't have your lights on and then suddenly somebody flashes you and you turn your lights on. It's you can see clearly. So when we clear an unconscious block, our path is clear. We can see the right choices and we navigate, we make the right decisions. Now, unconscious mind. Now, here's a really powerful image here, and it can explain so much why it can be hard to get things done. So our conscious mind's the decider. It's writing the to-do list down. It's creating our perfect business. It's creating our perfect partner, right? Our conscious mind, we're writing and we're writing and writing. But then if we don't have a way to communicate that desire, that intention to our unconscious mind, we aren't following through, because 95% of our life is on autopilot. So the harmony between our conscious mind and our unconscious mind is essential. Communication between our conscious, rational mind and our unconscious mind is essential for manifesting success. Because if we don't have harmony, if we can't tap into those messages, then the unconscious can't provide the energy, the insights. We don't get those intuitive messages. So it's super important to have this harmonious working partnership between the conscious mind and unconscious. Otherwise, it's frustration. And we try to do things the old way, or try to force or pressure, and we're not successful. And it's so frustrating. Let's see, Kaylee, that's why meditation is important. Yep, you can release the stress from the inside. Yep. And hear, soul's voice, spirit's voice, true self's voice. Yep, beautiful, Kelly. Okay, let's go into another exercise. Where is your manifesting blocked? And I'm going to describe each one. Okay. So there's 3 stages. There's the wish or the desire. It's the request. Okay. And then there's the intentional activity, the inspired action. And then there's the receiving. So if you're blocked in the wish, this could mean that an example could be, it's really hard for you to think that life could be different. If you're single, it's really hard for you to think that you could be married and have a wonderful partnership. Or one of your wishes could be if you're an entrepreneur and that you've started your business, but you're not getting enough clients to make it sustaining. You'd love to quit your job. And a party says, no, I really can't let that income go because, I'm not going to be successful. I've already tried being a business owner, or whatever that is. Or that you've been a business owner and you've got to a certain level of success and it's like you hit a ceiling. This is a really common block. And then you live at it. You settle it. It's the status quo. Okay, so you could be blocked in the wishing. Second stage or step of manifestation is intending, being in that inspired action. It's like you know exactly what to do and it's successful and you feel great. You got all this great energy and this strength and you're determined, you're confident, you're operating in trust. So how would you know if you have blocks in intending? Well, you're not taking action. That's another one. Or that if you do take action, you start. Or you can think that, well, I don't have enough information. I need to take that marketing strategy course. I need to take that Facebook course, that Instagram course. And so you're not trusting yourself. You're going outside for all of that guidance. So intention is powerful because you're turning within for the guidance, which is everything that we teach in the Higher True Self. Everything is coming from within for guidance. And the third step to manifesting is receiving. Now, this is interesting. This is where I see a lot of strong, accomplished, ambitious females most blocked is the receiving. They got into the mode of wish, oh yeah, I know what I want. Oh yeah, I'm in action, working hard actually, but they're not allowing themselves to relax enough and to receive what they're working for. Now, receiving, sometimes I think it's, and I talk from experience here, I used to be very controlling, sometimes I still am, is that we think we need to do the outcome. We need to be in control to be successful. And the receiving is handing it over so we get support from our unconscious mind, and it could be our best friend helps us, or it could be somebody else helps us, but willing to stop enough and open to receive. Another example, if you're blocked in this one, is that you attract opportunities, but they don't pan out. You're working hard, but you're not fulfilled. So if you could please put in the chat, where do you feel you're manifesting as block? Is it at 1, 2, or 3? Or it could be even more, right? If you're really stuck and frozen. Let's see. Yes, Mike, sometimes a person has to get more information and intention. That's why it's critical to be tapped in and in harmony with the unconscious mind. You're going to get those intuitive insights. That's true. 1 and 2, Lisa, Abigail, 3, Bonnie, intention, OT, intention, Wendy, but sometimes 2. At all levels in different areas of your life. That's a good awareness too, Eva. It could be that you're an inspired action. If you're a parent, you just know what to do. You got a great relationship with your child, but in your business, you just don't know what the next step is. And it could be, you know, but you're not trusting. Trust is a big one, big part of intention. Yeah. And D says 2, a little in each category, but mostly in 2. Okay. Well done. Well done. Tanya, between 2 and 3 some days with different things with business. That's true too. If you're self-employed, it could be you're knocking out of the park. You're so great at Facebook Live. Somebody else might not be. Or you're great at webinars, but it's writing those emails or the consistent social media posts, or it's making the offer if you're having a conversation with someone. So it could be you are aligned in certain areas of your life and aligned in certain areas of your business. Yeah. Okay, well done. And intention, Mike, receiving without stumbling. That's a good one. Yeah. Because if we think, it's like accomplishing the goal, is that sometimes blocks could say, if I receive it, I'm going to have to give up maybe my free time. And I'm going to have to be working all the time. Or if I get into partnership, I'm not going to have any solitude. So that receive is that we're putting conditions on it, and fear that it's not going to be what we want. So that's why when we do this work in mindful manifesting and in the highest potential, we focus a lot on the wish section. Number 1, before we take any action, is it right for you? And how do you know? You're connected with that inner part of you that's got that wisdom that you can tap into. Let's see. Stasha says, she says it might be something in 3. Okay. All right. Great, you guys. Thank you for that. These are common concerns for people, is relationships. There's a challenge, or there's no relationship, or negative mindset. And that's the one I said for sensitive people. I mean, we can really get under the weather because of just the influence of the fear and the upsetness and the anger that's in the world. Or just money, not enough money coming in. And then expenses have gone up. I think this is really the 3 biggest concerns of most people. So you're going to be picking one when we do the exercise in a moment. So which one is it right now? And make note of it on your paper. You can put it in the chat. Yep. Mike, that's true. Health is. And I think the negativity impacts the health. That's a good point, though. Yeah, health could be its own category. Thanks for that upgrade. Money, Stasha. Yep. Money, right? Yep. We can never have enough money, right? We'd always be open to more, right? Yep. Now, there's a lot of wonderful, good work being done out there, great books and programs and podcasts that help us shift our mindset, our attitude. But here's what I've learned in this work of teaching it for 17 years is positive thinking isn't enough to make lasting changes. I'd like you to imagine you're in the pool, right? And you're bouncing on this or floating on this beach ball, and you're pushing the beach ball down under the water. And that's you trying to cope with all the stress, and you're trying to pretend everything's okay, and you're putting on this positive face. You're tapping, I am loved, and you're really feeling stretched in your partnership. Or I am healthy. And you know that the doctor's just come back with, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, right? So you're trying to do all the things that we think will help, and they do help at a level. I'm not dismissing them. But if it's a deep unconscious pattern that you're not aware of, it's like pushing that beach ball down. You let go and it shoots up. And so the pattern, the blocker, has influence over you at your most vulnerable time, which is why positive thinking alone isn't enough. It doesn't make lasting changes. So let's go into, where do you want to improve your life? I think a lot of people said self-care, Bachi. Yep. Relationship, great. All of them, Mike. Yep, good. And money, right? So create a lasting relationship, be free of negative thinking. And by the way, if you pick door number 2, a lot of the other stuff gets sorted, because door number 2 is where the blockers live, right? It's all mindset. Okay, good. Okay, so write down the area. And if you don't have paper, please grab it. We're going to get into the exercise pretty soon. Now, just imagine you loving your life no matter what. If you're single, you're loving life. And guess what happens? The partner comes in, right? We know this. Letting go of resisting being single. Yep. Imagine transforming a negative mindset into confidence. Can do. Life would change, wouldn't it? You confidently take action on those things without second guessing yourself. Yeah. Imagine transforming worry of money, income dropping, into what you want, buying a home, or investing in your business, or something else, taking a world cruise, having fun with your family, time off. Money can make a big difference in our lives, can't it? So write down the area, and then we're going to be working on that. Okay, so what gets in the way of us having that expansive mindset, that positive mindset? It could be, and I'd like you to put down, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Of these, what do you think gets in the way? So are there 3 out of 8 that you find yourself doing, dwelling on past mistakes, or obsessed with what's not going right in life, or you don't have a lot of hope, or you got pain, you got a health issue, and you're easily taken off track, or you feel isolated, unsupported. You doubt yourself. You don't know your path. You put others' needs way ahead of yours. Chronic pain. Sasha, yeah, I get you. Yeah. So of these, what really do you think gets in the way? Are you 3 out of 8, 1 out of 8? Because again, if we focus on that one, we could call that potentially, I don't know if chronic pain could be a blocker, but what if it could be? What if we went after that one and we cleared it? We set a goal, a target to heal and resolve it. I don't know if it would work, but would it be worth a try? Might be. Isolated, unsupportive. Yep. Putting other needs first. Okay, good. Write this down, everybody. This is really great insight, because you're going to be taking this information, which is not where you want to be living, right? Not the kind of life experience. It's the contrast to what you want. And we're going to weave that in to creating a future memory. Okay. You guys are doing so great. So here's some signs that you're operating from, I would say, your most powerful self, your highest vision, your true self, your authentic self. Yeah. Is you're connected. You're aligned here. You wake up feeling grateful. You've got great energy and you've got good luck. And people say, wow, you've got great luck. How do these things always happen to you? You bounce back from life challenges pretty quickly, because life's going to dole things up, but you've got resilience and you've got a support network where you can be yourself, whether it's you're in a puddle of tears or you're celebrating your client win, and your work feels aligned with who you are, whether you're self-employed or you're working for someone else. So of these, maybe look over the past month, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Of these, how many were active for you? All 6, all 5? I would say, and it changes over time, but this gives you an indication. Are you on track? Is life flowing in the direction you want it to go? 0, Lisa. Okay. Yep. And that's an awareness too, right? The only place to go is up. You have all those accept support network. Okay, clarity, write it down, Abigail. Yep. Isla, 2 and 6. Okay. 2 out of 6. Yep. Okay, great. All right, good job, you guys. And it's super important to have this consciousness, okay, where you're at. Because where you're at, that area doesn't need attention. That's working. So let's put our loving attention on the areas where we're experiencing contrast and we want to up level it. Okay. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Bachi. Great. Okay, so we're going to do a grounding exercise. And if you are driving, please don't do this. If you're in a place where you can gently close your eyes and feel comfortable, I invite you to do this because we're going to go into the meditation and creating a future memory. All right, just get yourself comfortable and your spine is straight. Notice your feet flat on the floor. Just arrive in your body. And just be present. Imagine you could take a deep breath in, a peace and calming energy. And exhale out the earlier part of your day. In your mind's eye, go to one of your favorite nature spots. Maybe you're at the ocean. Maybe you're in the mountains surrounded by majestic trees. Maybe you're somewhere else. See yourself in your most favorite nature spot. Start to notice what you're hearing. What are you seeing? What are you feeling in your body? Now imagine you are there in your favorite nature spot. Imagine you could take a deep breath in of that high quality air. And exhale out the earlier part of our class here and any free-floating thoughts. Let it go. Focus your awareness on your heart. And imagine when I ask this question, you'll intuit an answer. It could be in the form of words. It could be an image. Could just be a knowing. Or it might be a blank. Whatever it is fine. I'm going to ask the question now. Focus on your heart. Please show me a memory where I felt relaxed, fulfilled, peaceful, satisfied, maybe even loved. When you see that moment in time, ask this question, higher self or true self, were you present in that memory? You'll get a yes, a no, or a blank. Take whatever you get. If you did not see something, I'm going to ask in a different way for you. Focus on your heart. Let's ask your higher self directly. Higher self or higher true self, please show me a memory where I was fulfilled, I was on track, and you were present. I was doing what's right for me and with the right people. When you see that, ask true self, were you present? Good. Keep your eyes closed for a moment longer. I'm going to guide you through the exercise. You're all doing really well. Let's get ready to manifest with ease and grace. Okay, so let's create a future memory, a memory of something you want to happen in the future, what we also call a success memory. Okay, so you can open your eyes for a moment if you like, or just keep your eyes closed. If you prefer, I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory before we go into the guided exercise. Before we could get to the exciting part. Remember back to a time when you were at a movie theater and you were watching a drama. Maybe the hero was running away from a bad guy. The movie theater was dark. The sounds were loud. Did you notice your heart racing? Did you feel yourself like engaged in the movie, wanting the hero to get away? Now here's a magical bit of truth. Your conscious mind knew you were in a movie theater. You bought the ticket. You sat down. But a part of you got engaged. A part of you felt it was so real, your heart started pounding. What's up with that? Well, here is something that if you grasp, it can change your life completely. Your unconscious mind cannot tell the difference between a real memory and something imaginary. which is why you can remember an argument and feel the heat of the moment and the anger just by thought alone. You're literally back in that moment. So we're going to use the ability of your unconscious mind to transcend time. And instead of reflecting back on your past, you're going to reflect on your future in a very unique way. Okay, now take a deep breath in and out, and I invite you to close your eyes. This is where I really want you to pay attention. Don't shut your phone off. Shut your phone off if you can. Don't pay attention to your computer other than this. Okay, now it's the end of the year. You've achieved your goal. You used to think it was impossible, and now you experience it. You're in it now. Maybe it's in your relationship or in your business. It's in your finances or your mindset or your health. Get clear on that goal. Now you've achieved it. You've stepped into it. It's the end of the year. Maybe we're having a conversation. You're celebrating the win with me. Where are you? Who is around you? How do you feel? What are your emotions? Now, I'd like you to rate that imaginary experience on a 1 to 10 scale. 10 is deeply fulfilling. If it's not yet a 10, then make whatever changes you need to make to turn up the volume to a 10. Let's reach for the stars here. When you get it to a 10, imagine that you could surround it with a ball of white light and place that future memory into your heart, just how you'd like it to be. And I'm going to say the command or the request. This is an example of what I'd like to experience and create on or before the end of this year. Please make that happen and unfold in ways that are for the highest good of me and of all involved. Breathe that in and out as if it could fill your body. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. When you're ready, open your eyes, and I'm going to give you a moment to write just a couple notes down so you can remember this future memory. Okay? You're all doing really well. And make sure that you've got the gratitude in there. You got the emotions, the joy. Because what we just did was helping you access your co-creator abilities. So take a moment, write some notes down. Yeah, Dee. Yeah, glad you love it. And yeah, Mike. Yep. Just put some notes because you can always add to this. And I do recommend you save this. This is gold. And you could anchor it in your heart every single day. Maybe during meditation if you do meditation in the morning. Okay, good. All right, let's move on. You guys are doing so good. So I want to ask you, what would be possible for you if you were to keep that vision, that imaginary experience at its the highest priority, 24 hours a day, which meant that you could go to work, you could do the shopping, clean your house, you can do all those things, but a part of you was focused, laser focused on that vision. It's a part of your prefrontal cortex, your brain. It's called reticular activating system. That with the work we do in the higher true self, you learn how to tap into that and program it with your vision. So that no matter what you're doing, it's focused on it. As in a quick example, if you've ever looked at buying a new car, maybe you went to the car lot and you test drove it and you liked it. And then all of a sudden you're noticing over the next week, gosh, there's a lot of Subaru Foresters on the road. Isn't that curious? It's because your reticular activating system, the desire was so great, it's now making you aware. It's the same as it always has. but it's making you aware of the Subaru Foresters. Just like when you do this work, that you've created this vision, it's going to make you aware of the next most successful action. That's what happens when you prioritize in your unconscious mind and use your reticular activating system to keep focused on your vision. You get those insights. Yeah. Okay. So I have a question. Would you like to do this? Would you like to set and achieve realistic short-term goals? Short-term, 30 to 40 days. Okay. There are longer-term goals that I could show you how to use, but in this example, would you like to learn how to do that? Ones that you know you'll be successful, supremely confident. Reframe past mistakes, because any regret or remorse ties up your manifesting ability. It cuts you off from that intuitive awareness. Just aware. I got to drink. I've been talking so much. Turn habits that are taking you off track into success ones, and release the stress saboteurs that drain your energy or even pain. Feel peaceful and hopeful in just 5 minutes, and speak to your unconscious mind so it gets things done. Okay, great. I'd love to share my upcoming program, which is Mindful Manifesting, because it shows you how to do this and lots more. So it's a fun and easy way, starting from a wish list, to manifest. And you're doing it from that mindful place, that place of presence, and in a loving, supportive environment where everything, every single part of you is accepted. There is no judgment, and you're able to clear the blocks that have got in the way of you being at the success level you know you're capable of. A part of you knows it, which means you can do it. So let's go through the course. It's 4 lessons, and I'm going to do a high level of this. So the first lesson, and this is a live training actually. So this is our last live training of the year, which is really important to jump in, because I would love for you to experience the rest of this year and have it meet your expectations, if not exceed it. So this is Desire Drives Achievement. This is where you learn how to articulate the precise language. You may have noticed some of the language I was using with you today. This is something that's been developed over 40 years, how to speak to your unconscious mind so it understands you. And it increases your accuracy and your ability to manifest, because a lot of times we have a thought, I'd like that, but when we get it, we don't really want it. So this is why we focus so much on lesson 1. Let's do the right wishing. And lesson 2, partnering with your unconscious mind. This is about alignment. This is about creating that harmony, that peacefulness in your body, and peacefulness in your outer environment with other people. And you become aware of these intuitive messages, like how to accomplish your objective, and then take that inspired action. It's wonderful because sometimes we can be in busy mode, and when we recognize it and we step into that inspired action, we're more successful. And we end the day feeling like we still have energy. Lesson 3, turn contradiction into momentum. This is where you identify those blockages, the ones that are preventing you from being successful with your wish, your intention, your aim. And so you start to make new success habits. I'll give an example. Say, this is way back when I was my first entrepreneurial venture. I was teaching people how to use natural health products for greater health and energy. And I was so nervous. I had no speaking skills. I remember I was in front of the room, and there was it felt like a really large audience. Maybe there were like 20 people there, and my hands were shaking, and I was so scared. So I said, I'm going to be a confident speaker. I'm going to love speaking. I never thought I'd be able to do that. So I consistently tracked down the blockers where I felt nervous and anxious, or when I would make a presentation that just didn't land. That was a blocker. And so I tracked them down to now where I am. This is one of my favorite things to do, bar none, is to share this in a teaching format and to bring this wonderful resource to you. But I wasn't like this before. There's so many examples of blockers. I just cleared one yesterday. Yes, I'm going to probably have blockers till the day I die, but I'm only clearing the ones that are getting in the way of my goals and objectives, right? They're not that many. And so you get focused on clearing that. So you've got success habits. You feel confident in the front of the room if you want to be a better speaker in this example. And then lesson 4 is our last lesson, is accelerate your progress so that you start to up level your results because you're checking in with your unconscious, and saying, well, we did this well, but we could have done this better. So you're more successful the next time you set your goals. This feedback is so valuable. So you start to create bigger goals, maybe ones where they feel more of a stretch, because now you've learned the exercises and now you've got the structure. So you can expand where you want to go next. There are 2 mindset coaching sessions, and people love this because I'm with you and I can guide you through your unique block, help you articulate your specific goals in appropriate language. And one of the things with the students in the class is you send me your goal in the language you're going to use, and I can start to spot where you've got self-defeating words in there, or maybe you've reached beyond where you feel it's realistic for you to achieve. A lot of times you're not going to see that. How do I know you have that? Is if you've ever set a goal and you haven't achieved it. We all have. So we all have blocks around articulating our goals and being able to recognize that we've reached too high. And when we do that, if we don't achieve it, we're beating ourselves up. But really, we needed to scale it back. I'll give an example. So back in 2005, 2006, I wanted to write a book on how to turn around the misbehavior of strong-willed children. And so I set my objective. I set my goal is that I would be interviewed by, I can't remember who I was going to be interviewed by, but it was going to be on the radio. I was going to have sold 100,000 copies. And this goal was big, right? What do you think? Did I accomplish it? No, I hadn't even written the first draft. So one of the tricks to sneaking up on success is build a ladder of what's the first goal. Well, for me, it was writing my first draft. And the second one was to get it edited. And to tell you, I knocked it out of the park with the editor I got. She was a fabulous teacher who actually worked in a prison educating the youth there. And she was awarded a Disney Award. So she edited my book and she wrote the foreword, which was saying, and I remember her saying this, that if the parents of my students had access to this book, they wouldn't be in juvenile hall. I was like, whoa. So knocking it out of the park is clearing the blockers and being very specific with your goal. So what's included in Mindful Manifesting is the live training sessions, just like this, but you get to ask questions. There's more engagement, and 2 mindset coachings. And you also get a private coaching session with me. And there's an early bird special. If you'd like to join me, I'd love to have you there. September 8th, if you enroll by 8 p.m., you get an additional private session. So that means maybe one of them you use to clear a block. I'll guide you as best I can through that. And the second one, maybe it's to articulate your goal. So you don't have the language that creeps in that maybe will make you not succeed. And then you save $200. So it's the lowest price that I am going to offer this. It goes up after September 8th, and next year it's going to be even $200 more. So this is great value, $797. So you can go to mindfulmanifestingprogram.com, and I'll put that in the chat in just a moment if you'd like to join us. So the 3 payments of $292 if you'd like to do that. And we start September 14th. So that means we've got almost 3 months. October, no, we got more than 3 months. We can rock this year, 2022. We can make up for any lost time that maybe you were doing other things or you got distracted or you just had a lot on your plate. Let's get your energy focused. Let's manifest some things together. Here's some bonuses here. Yes, we can, Stasha, we can. Is my book. I'm so excited. This is the book that Bridget helped design the front cover. Is you get this on an Audible version. We don't have the print fully yet. And you get access to these instantly. So if you enroll today, you can start listening to the Manifesting Guide. It's a great book. You can invite your live-in relationship partner for free, completely free. That's a bonus. And you get true self-grounding meditation, which is what I guided you through in this masterclass. You get that. You can download it, put it on your phone. So if you're having one of those frantic days, plug in your headphones, chill for 5 minutes, and you're good to go. There's another meditation, relax and recharge, and a VIP private coaching session. All right. This is Aryana Starr. Worked with her a few years ago, and this is somebody who, talk about muster. Oh my gosh, she was working harder than anybody I ever knew, and she had such a big heart, and it just seemed like life was giving her a raw deal. Anything that she worked on was not successful, and she came to me really brokenhearted. I remember that. I mean, just like, wow. And she had so much going on for her. Well, we started working together. She got hired by a real estate training company. She knocked it out of the park in terms of sales. She was the number one salesperson. She was asked to train others. She was making so much money in commissions. And now she's launched her own business doing something very similar. So it's wonderful to see her going from frustration and frustration, and her income was so low. She was barely able to keep her head afloat. And now she bought a home, and she's got a new car, and she's living in her most favorite place in the world. So it's not an instant thing. That's not what I'm saying with mindful manifesting, but it gets you on the track. It gets you on the right path. And with these tools, you can use them again and again and again. So let me give you the free blocker clearing gift. And let me grab that real quick, and I'll pop that in there. There we go. And I'll pop that in the chat. That's not the one I want to show you. Okay. All right. And download this. And this blocker clearing gift, use it anytime you're feeling a little bit anxious or fearful, fretful. Great, Stasha, thanks so much. And it's just, you take a blank piece of paper, you start to write out your state of consciousness, your mindset, and then you rip it up. Burn it, flush it down the toilet, get rid of it. This is an easy one for you to apply, and it starts to soften the edges of the blocker. I still do it to this day. And after 17 years of working with this, this is a useful one. All right. So next, the drawing. Who's going to win the 30-minute manifesting breakthrough session? It's going to take me a moment to add everybody into. Hey, Stasha, could I unmute you and you tell me the names so I can write them out? Let me find you. Hold on. Where are you? Or Bridget. I can unmute you. Oh, where are you, Stasha? There you are. Okay. If you could read out, Stasha, the names, it's going to make it easy, faster. Oh, you can't see them, can you? Ha! I'm sorry. Anyway, if you have any questions, Stasha, you can jump in. It's going to take me a moment to add everybody here. Bridget, you can. If you're still here, I can unmute you and you could do it.
I just see the names in the chat. I don't see a list of names that are attending.
Oh, okay. That's, I guess only I can see it. Bonnie. Okay, we're getting there. Bonnie, Stasha. And Bocce, Bridget, Claire. Hey, welcome, Claire. Glad you're here. Claire. And we've got D, Denise. Oh, it's in alphabetical order. D, Denise. Hey, while you guys are waiting, why don't you do this? And go here. I just thought of that. Okay, that's the, you can look around and see what it's, and then we got Eva and Ivan. Hey, great you're here, Ivan. Thanks for being here. Eva, Ivan, and Jan and Callie. Jan and Callie. I need to find a better way to do this. Lisa and Margaret. Okay. Margaret, Marion, Mihaela. That's a lovely name. Mihaela. Mihaela. Oh, I don't think I spelled it right. Mihaela. And then Marion and Mike and Uti. That's a fun name. Just want to say it all over again. Marion, Uti, and Mike. And then we've got Sandy, Sheila, Stasha, Tanya. Hey, Tanya, welcome. Sandy, Sheila, and Tanya. And if I got everybody, I got the numbers right. And Tracy and Wendy. Okay. Tracy and Wendy. Okay. 23. I think I got everybody. I do see you, Claire, in the list. I don't see, don't forget me, Mike says. Okay. Mike, I think I got you there. I got your back. Okay. So let me share my screen. This is so much fun, you guys. This little, it's a website that you can share the screen, and then let me see, stop sharing. Let me go share screen, and you put the names in, and it's so much fun because it's got all this noise and stuff like when someone wins. Okay. Can you guys see it? I think I got everybody there. You guys see it? Someone tell me. Looks like you can. Okay, great.
Yes, we see it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we are going to shuffle it up and spin it. Okay, who's going to manifest it? Imagine it. There we go. Mike, what? Nope, Sandy. I thought, Mike, you were going to win it. Okay, fabulous. All right, Sandy, congratulations. Well done. You've won it. And so send me an email, Sandy. Is it maybe the reminder, and then say you won it, and I'll send you a link in my calendar. You were so close, Mike. You were so close. I thought you were going to do it. Okay, takeaways, insights. You have any questions about what we've covered around mindful manifesting? And reminder that we've got a free mindset coaching next Wednesday, September 8th at 12 p.m. Central. So it will be on the same platform. There is a unique one. I'll send you the link, and just bring anything that's coming up for you that you feel blocked. Maybe you'd like to get some clarity on your goal, and we'll go about 90 minutes or so, and I'll give you my best. And I'll send you out a form to fill out so that you're prepped, and so I'll know what you want to focus on. There is a cutoff for signing up. If you do want to get the special, which is the additional VIP session, and save $200, use this code MMP 2022 and sign up by September 8th. And if you can't sign up right now, you can sign up all the way after. You just won't get the sale. You won't get the discount because the price is going up. Yes, here's my email at highertrueself.com. Okay, let's go back here. If you have any insights that you got from our time together, takeaways. Was it helpful? Do you feel inspired? Do you feel, I think one of my highest values is bringing hope to people, that things can change, things can be different, planetary wide and individually. Oh, thanks, Mike. Yeah. And if you have any questions, you can put it in here and I can unmute your line if you like. You can ask it. Oh, Claire, you got here. Okay, well, the replay will be posted and I'll send an email out later this afternoon so you can watch it. And there is an exercise in there I think you'll love, Claire. Tanya, you feel inspired? Fabulous. Yeah. Bachi, great. Lovely reminders of lessons to keep learning. And Lisa Blocker, is it possible not being able to remove some of them? Well, Lisa, there are different kinds of blockers. One of them is called a cell level memory, and that takes more training to remove them. And in my experience, if the timing is right for you to clear it, then you can remove it. Sometimes we may not be ready to process the energy around that blocker. So it could be that we just keep doing the work and then the timing's right. So I teach how to clear cell level memories in our year-long highest potential program. It's more advanced work, but that clears the blockers that are like genetic, that we may have picked up from our family lineage. It clears, sometimes I even feel it can clear past life issues, because I've had some blockers come up that I was like, wait a minute, this is not my life. And I was peeking into a past life. Doesn't mean it was mine, or it could have been, I just resonated with the past life. I don't know, but I resolved it. And that was a huge one around communicating, because I used to be so timid. My nickname, ready for it, was Meekie, Meekie, when I was a child. So that was one of the biggest blockers, and that was a past life one. Yeah. Oh, Mihaela, oh, thank you so much. I love the teaching style. Marion, great session. Great. Ivan, entire session was amazing. Manifestation frequency was the most helpful for you, Ivan. Great. And Tracy, is so lovely and helpful, and you're really easy to listen to. I'm going to start being so grateful in the mornings now, as well as evenings. Wonderful. Wonderful. This was insightful. Now I can keep my future goal in mind. Fabulous. Fabulous. And Bonnie, I've gained from this and enjoyed it, but won't be buying. So I'm saying thank you. Of course, Bonnie, whenever the timing's right. I've had some people lurking around me for several years before the timing's right. Come, enjoy these master classes, participate at whatever level you can. Sasha, I'm so glad you were here and you loved it. Fabulous. Great. Okay. Well, I will let you get back to your day, and I'm going to pop this in here. If you'd like to check out Mindful Manifesting Program. And remember, to get the best price in the early registration is September 8th, on or before, and you get $200 off. So it's $797, and you get in a bonus VIP coaching session, which is worth $250. Program. And the sooner you start, the sooner you can dive into watching the Make Space for Change class. There's a free one in there, and also get into the manifesting guide, because the sooner you tune into this frequency of manifesting, the sooner you are going to see some shifts. And the manifesting guide, the book that I wrote, will keep you on this wavelength and frequency. Manifest Money to take the class. Sounds great, Dee. Love that one. All right. Thanks so much, everyone, for being here. And again, just a reminder, MMP 2022. And take advantage of that pricing, because it's going up by $200, and next year it will be even more. And it's our last live class of the year. All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. So much love. And let's manifest more love, more joy, more money, and let's make the world a more hopeful, happier place. All right. Okay. Bye for now.